Happy New Year! Welcome to episode 51 of Sean's Take on Asia, the first episode in 2025, a year that is surely shaping up to be a transformative year filled with opportunities and challenges in the digital asset space. From institutional adoption of Bitcoin to the resurgence of NFTs and meme coins, plus the expansion of DeFi, we're probably witnessing that crossing the chasm moment towards greater integration of digital assets into the mainstream financial ecosystem. So, here are some of my top predictions of the new year. We have to start off with Bitcoin as our number one. Okay, first a disclaimer. This is not a price prediction, and I certainly don't have a crystal ball. But I do strongly believe Bitcoin will continue its upward trajectory, driven by historical data, strong institutional adoption, and the Trump presidency. Let's start with some historical data on the halving cycles first. The price increases of Bitcoin within 12 months following each halving have historically shown substantial growth. 12 months after the first halving had a surge of a whopping 8,000%, the second with almost 300%, the third with over 500%, and thus far the fourth, which was last April, up more than 50%. So based on historical data, and if you believe in technical analysis, it seems Bitcoin prices still have some room to grow. What about the fundamentals? Bitcoin ETFs have been among the fastest growing ETFs in recent years, and with the US looking like it's going to start building a strategic Bitcoin reserve, other countries will surely be following suit. Institutional and sovereign ownership should create strong support and lessen the volatility driven previously by the largely retail market. Also, the Bitcoin Layer 2 ecosystem development is rapidly accelerating, bringing more utility and value creation on top of the largest digital assets to date. Layer 2 solutions can potentially manage over 25% of all Bitcoin transactions in the near future. So that can make the Bitcoin ecosystem even more interesting beyond just accumulating the asset itself. So my first prediction, Bitcoin up, up, up. No surprise there. All right, the next prediction is that DeFi is entering the mainstream. For those of you crypto natives, this is probably nothing new to you. But I believe we're entering a phase of mainstream integration with traditional financial institutions increasingly integrating DeFi protocols into their operations, offering hybrid services that combine the benefits of decentralized finance with established financial systems. This integration is likely to attract more users and liquidity into the DeFi space, potentially pushing the TVL, that is total value locked, in DeFi platforms towards the $1 trillion mark. That is quite substantial. When you see a regulator like the Monetary Authority of Singapore running sandboxes to bring traditional financial players in to test out the feasibility of institutional DeFi, as they have done in Project Guardian, you know it's going to go mainstream. What is even more interesting is that products like BlackRock's Buildo have also been utilized in the DeFi ecosystem as well. For example, Ondo Finance is using Buildo to facilitate investments in DeFi, allowing them to channel stable returns from traditional assets into the DeFi space. Athena is also using Buildo to provide stable collateral options and maximizing yield opportunities. In 2025, we'll see more of these use cases, so my second prediction is that DeFi is entering into mainstream big time. Third prediction. Stablecoins have been the killer app in the crypto since day one. And in 2025, we will see this new form of digital money shifting from niche use in crypto to becoming integral in global commerce and trade. Those of you following my posts on LinkedIn have seen me talk about this extensively, especially on the emergence of non-US dollar stablecoins under established stablecoin regimes like Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, and others. The attractiveness of swapping currency-pegged stablecoins directly on-chain while still being compliant in regards to AML and KYC just simply cannot be ignored. We will see more experimentation on this in the global south to facilitate real economic trade, bringing more efficiencies in price discovery and settlement. US dollar stablecoins will continue to dominate, but this dominance will start to shift towards actual dollar usage through traditional international settlement, which has been roughly about 60% US dollar denominated for a while. So my prediction is that the near 100 US dollar stablecoin dominance is probably going to start normalizing towards traditional means. It won't happen in a single year, but I believe 2025 is when we start to see large volumes of non-US dollar stables being used on the international stage. All right, my fourth and final prediction. Regulatory development will dramatically accelerate, especially due to new policies under the incoming Trump presidency. A stablecoin regulatory framework will likely be put in place in 2025, one that will have bipartisan support and will finally bring clarity for this important digital asset in the United States. A new chairman of the SEC is going to help as well, hopefully ending the phase of regulate through enforcement, which certainly was not welcome by the broader community over the past few years. But this doesn't mean we won't continue to see headwind for the industry, because Operation Choke Point 2.0 is still perceived to be in place, restricting crypto industry's access to banking services. But overall, it should be a net positive for the US in regards to regulatory development. The rest of the world will continue to put frameworks in place, with the MiCA regime in the EU going full steam ahead, Japan proposing crypto intermediary regulation, Taiwan putting forth a VASP framework, etc., etc. Regulatory clarity is important for the industry to mature, and with the US finally moving forward, my prediction is that we won't have every panel in every conference complaining about regulations anymore. So, these are my top 4 predictions for 2025. What do you think? Welcome your comments below. That's all for episode 51 of Sean's Take on Asia. If you like this content, please follow me on LinkedIn and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Until next time, keep innovating and keep demonstrating the transformational promise of Web3.